Hello everyone. Today we're learning about Bekama Daf Kufei. We learned about 8 lines down. Chutz mishava prota b'keren. So we learned in the Mishnah that if there is one prota in the keren that you owe, you have to go for that prota. Sorry, if there's less than a shava prota b'keren, or there's no keren, only chomish left, you don't have to go away all the way to Modai to give back the gzela. And if there is more than a prota in the keren or prota and up, you have to go because of that prota all the way to Modai. Amar Papa lo shanu elo shein gzela kayemes. It's only talking about when the gzela is not here. But gzela kayemes, if the gzela is still existing, the actual what he stole, even if it's less than shava prota, tzerech leilach achrov, you need to go all the way. Chayshinan u'yechoy shemay tiaker, maybe you'll go up in price and it'll be worth shava prota. Some people say Omar Papa loishnog gzela kayemes veloishnog she'ein gzela kayemes. Doesn't matter if the gzela is existing or the gzela is not existing and it's just a payment that he needs to pay. Ein tzarich lelev achrov. You don't have to go all the way to Modai to pay it back. L'shem atiaker lo chashinon, and lefi this lishna we're not choishish that the price is going to go up. Omar Rava gadol shalosh agodos b'shalosh prutos. He stole 3 bundles that are worth 3 prutis. V'uzlu, and the price went down. V'omdu al shtayim, and now 3 of them are worth 2. So each one is worth less than a pruta. Im richze lo shtayim, if you paid back 2, chayav lo lachzir lo acheres. Even though that the last one is worth less than a pruta, you still have to give it back. Because Rashi says, Kevan de b'shas zela b'shor pruta, you have to go give it back. The Tona, and we learned a brisa that proved this point. Godal chomet v'avala Pesach, someone stole a bottle of whiskey, and Pesach passed. If the bottle still exists, he says, here's your bottle, take it back. The whole reason why you could say because it's still here. If it's not here, if you drank it. Even though that after Pesach, this bottle of whiskey is not worth anything. So the Bach, who? Kevin de Meikora, since at the beginning, before Pesach, Mamoinahu, boy Shlumi, you have to pay it back even though that has no value now, this bottle of whiskey. It's after Pesach, because it's not existing, and before Pesach it was worth something, so you have to give it back. Ochenami also here, Afagav Dashtalo Shora Pruta, this one bundle is less than Shora Pruta. Kevin de Meikora have a Shora Pruta, since at the beginning when he stole it was worth a Pruta, boy Shlumi, you have to go give it back. Boy Rava asked the Shaila, God al shtei agudus b'pruta. He stole 2 bundles, that both bundles are worth together 1 pruta. He gave him back 1, that's half a pruta. Mehen of them. Now, what did they? Now he doesn't have anything by him that's worth, that's called the gzela, because it's not worth shava pruta. He never gave back the full gzela that was by him, and at the beginning was worth shava pruta, both together. Or the poshta, afterwards he said, gzela enkan, ashova enkan. There's no gzela and there's no ashova. As the Gemara, gzela enkan, if there's no gzela, ashova yeshkan, it means there is a good ashova. So the Gemara, afal pi, shegzela enkan, even though that there's no gzela because he has less than a ashova pruta by him, mitzvah ashova enkan, but he didn't do a good ashova because a good ashova is to give back the full gzela. V'amarava, similar thing. Arya, they said, Nazir Shegilech, a Nazir who shaved his head and he has to shave all his hair off and not leave 2 hairs. All has to come off. Vishir Shtei Saras, and he left 2 hairs. Loi Osav Loi Klum, he didn't do anything. It's not called Giluach. Boy Rava, asked Rava, Shaila, what's the din? Gileach Achas V'Noshra Achas Mau. If he had 2 left and then he shaved that one of them and then the last one just fell off by itself. So Omar le Rav Acha medifti le Ravina, what's the shaila? Nothing shegilach achas komi boile le Rava. If a nothing shaved off all his hair, but one by one, and then at the end of the day he comes to the last 2 and he shaves 1 on the last one, for sure it's good. So also here it's good, and that the last one fell off, who cares? But he shaved all his hair until he didn't have less than 2 hairs. Omar le lo tzricha, we need the shaila of Rava, kigoin shenosh rachas behem, when he had 2 left, the first one fell off. The Gileach Achasmem, and the second one he shaved. Ashtomios miamrin, and do we say Ashtomio holeka shir? When he shaved off the last one, it's not shir giluach because there's only 1 left. Oidilmo Oy Dilma. One second, let me see the Gersa here on the side. Sorry, the first tzad is Miamri Nashtamios Holeka Se'ar. He took off all his hair. Oy Dilma Lav Giluachu. It's not considered a good giluach. Why? The Mikora Sharshtei Saris. He had 2 hairs left and he didn't shave them off. Now one of them fell. Okay, now shaving off 1 hair is not considered anything. Vashtoki Gileach, and now when he shaved, Lo Yabe Saris, didn't have 2 hairs to shave off. Or the Poshta, afterwards he was Poshet the Shaila. Se'ar Enkan, there's no hair here. But Giluach Enkan also, there's no shaving. Says more like we said before, Isar Enkan. If there's no hair, Giluach Yeshkan, he did a good shaving. So the Gemara Afal Pishe Se'ar Enkan, even though that now he's shaved and he's good, mitzvah's Giluach Enkan. The mitzvah to Megalech was no Mekayim, because that mitzvah is when you have 2 hairs to shave those 1 off, or at least 1 of them. So let's say a second the din. So if there's a mace in a room, and the room on top, the attic on top is closed off, so the tumah doesn't go up. But if there's a window, the Gemara calls a aruba, like a chimney or a hole in the ceiling, the tumah goes up to the 2nd floor. So the Gemara says, they said, a barrel that had a hole in it, and the pieces of the grapes closed that hole, and now it's sealed from those. And that barrel is sitting on this window between the 1st floor and the attic, and it's blocking the whole window, so the tumah can't go up, and a chovis is considered something, a closed chovis is considered something that the tumah can't go through, so it saves the aliyah from being mikabel tumah. Boy, Rava, ask Rava Shaila, Ogav Chetzimah, what happens if there was a hole and he closed the whole half of it? Let's say a hole is the shear of a hole, let's say is 1 centimeter wide, and he closed half of it. Now, Amalei Rav Yema Rav Ashi, Lav Mishnah Seinuhu, isn't this our Mishnah? Ditnan, Hizu, Ditnan, we learned Chovish and Nikva, a barrel that had a hole in it, Vesatmor Shmori Mitzilua, and it got closed with the pieces of the grapes, they saved the attic. But if Pokikob is Moira, if he filled it in with a branch from the grape tree, actually Merech, he needs around the tree where the hole is to cement it together to the barrel. Oyu boshtaim, if you put 2 pieces of wood, of grape wood, actually Merech bein natzdodim, until he seals from the sides of these pieces of wood, ubein zmor lechaverta, also in between the 2 pieces of wood. So we're saying Tama de Merach. The whole reason is because he put the seal around the branches of wood. Holoi Merach, if he didn't seal it, loi, it's not considered a good blockage for the hole, and therefore the tumah will go up. Amai, why not? V'tavik Yaakov Chetzio, it should be as if he sealed half, and we had a shail if he sealed half. Elamai, we could see that sealing half is not good enough, because a piece of wood in the hole is also like sealing a half. So the Gemara Amri, no. Ochi Ashosa, this is how you should put it. Hosom, Hiloi Morach Loikoi. If you don't seal around the wood's just going to fall out, so it's not considered nothing. But Agav Chetzio, if you sealed half of it, b'midi de koi, in that half it's strong, and therefore lechera, maybe you should say you don't have enough of a nekev over here, and therefore it should save from the tumah going upstairs, and the Gemara does not push at the shaila. V'amar Rava, says Rava, Arya Omru, they said, Gadol chometz, someone who stole chometz v'aval Pesach, he could say, Oymalo, Areisha cholifonecha, take your bottle of whiskey, here it is, even though it's worth nothing. Boy Rava, says Rava Shaila, Nish ba'olov mahum, if he made a shvur, and he said a shvur that I'm not gonna, that the guy came to him, he said, where's my bottle of whiskey you stole? He said, a shvur, I never stole any bottle of whiskey, and now he's moida. Mi amrin and kevon, the imignav, boy shlumelei, because if his bottle of whiskey is not existing anymore, he needs to pay him cash, a full bottle of whiskey, mamoina kokofale, he's koi for moment, because there is money involved over here, and therefore, if he's koi for moment, he has to pay back choymesh and osham. Or maybe ashtomios, now that the bottle of whiskey is existing and it's over here, homonach, it's over here, the afro balmu, it's not worth anything, it's also bano. So therefore, I'm not koifer. That I said that I didn't steal the bottle of whiskey that the Ganav said. He's not koifer any moment, because really all he has to say is on something that's like earth, has no value. But like kofa moina is not koifer moment. Said the Gemara Milsidi boy Rava, the shaila that Rava has, pshita leile Rabba. Rabba was poshut for him. Didn't have a shaila about it. The Omar Rabba, Shuri gonavto. Reuven comes to Shimon and says, "You stole my ox." V'omar loy gonavti, and Shimon says, "I never stole it." Mati v'yetzlecha. Reuven tells him, "Why is he doing by you?" So he answers him, "Shoy mechina love. He gave it to me to keep for free, to guard it for you. Chayev." And he made a shvur on his moida. He's chayev to bring choymesh and osham. Why? Sharipota atzmo migneva aveda. Because when he said he's only a shemechinam on it, if it would get stolen, he'll be potter because the shemechinam was potter from gneva aveda. And now, but really he's a ganev, and a ganev has to pay for all ointzim. If Shimon said that he was a shemesocha on your love, you paid me to guard this ox. Chayev, and he made a shvur on his moide, he has to pay choymesh. Sharipota atzmo mishvur meisom. He's chayav because by the shvur they think Shemechinom he patted himself from ointzim, and really he was a gneva. There is chayav for all ointzim. Shoyl and your love. If he said you borrowed it to me, chayav, and he made a shvur, he has to pay choymesh and osham. Shari potter atzmo meisam achmas malacha, because the shoyl's potter, if while it was working it died, and a ganev's chayav in any case. Alma, we could see Afal Goav Dog Coin, since it's over here in front of us, and you could say Rishul Cholofonecha. Kevin the Imignav, because if it gets stolen now, Mamoina Kokofa, he saved himself from money because the Shoymechinom was potted from Gneva. Ashtenami Mamoina Kokofa, now even though that's here and you could say Rishul Cholofonecha, it's called the Kviras Moment, and he chayev on that. Ochinami also by us, in the case of Rava, of Gonav Chometz Vav ala Pesach, and he made a shvur on it, and it's still be'en, Afal Gav Da'afra Ba'almu, even though that's like Irv, because it's also Ba'ano, Kaven the Imignav, since if it gets stolen now, Boy Shlumele Memoyne Ma'ali, he has to pay the full value of a whiskey bottle. Ashtanami, now they made a shvur, they didn't steal it, Mamoyne Kokofale, his Koifa moment. So the Chor, we have a raya, Rabba holds that it's called Yechayev in such a case. Yosef Rova or Rabba Lefiagor Sabach v'Ko'ama Lahosh Maitza, and he said this thing. Esiv Rav Amram L'Rava, Rav Amram asked Rava or L'Rabba, he asked him a kash on it. You saying that Yechayev? It says over here v'Kichesh Bo, and he said he lied about it. Prat lemoida be'ika, that if you're moida in the ikka, and we're going to see what that means. You're potter from Choymesh and Osham. Ketzad, what's the case? Shuri Gonavto. Reuven comes to Shimon and tells him, you stole my ox. Voimer loy Gonavti. I didn't steal it. Mati voyetzlecha. Why is it doing by you? Atamachartali, you sold it to me. That's what it's doing by me. Atanotatali matone, he gave it to me as a present. Or he tells him, Avicha marcholi, your father sold it to me. Avicha nasneli matone, your father gave it to me as a present. Or he tells him, Acha parosirotz. He ran after my cow, and he came into my field. That's why it's doing by me. Me'elav boitzli, just randomly strolled into my garden. Toya baderech motzosiv. Oh, I found it lost. I took it into my house to give it back to you. Shemechinam ani alov. You gave it to me to God for free, without payment. Shemesoch ani alov. You gave it to me, God, and you paid me for it. Shoyl ani alov. You borrowed it to me. You lent it to me. V'nishba, and he made a shvur about that if what happened, v'oida, and afterwards he was moida that he stole it. Yochel yechayev, you might think he'll be chayev to pay choymesh and osham. Talmud loymar, we learn from the kichash bo prat lemoida be'eka. If he's moida that really it's your cow, but like over here by Shemechinam, it says it's really your cow. I just didn't steal it. So that's not called a proper kichesh. That you'll be chayev choymesh and osham, and that's a proper akasha on Rabba. Rabba said that you will have to bring a korban and chayev choymesh. Amalei Tadura. What does Tadura mean? Says Rashi, no heart. Meaning it's not kasha. Or it means bought in Sfarim Acherim. Kitanyai, that Braisa is talking about the Ka'amalei Eilach. They said, take it back straight away. So therefore, when he said Heilach, he said, take it back straight away. It was not koi for any moment. He gave it straight away back. Kiko Amina, when did I say this? That Yechayev on the Achoymish, the Kaime Bagam, that the Shemechino, this Ganev said I was a Shemechino, and he made the Shvuah, and the cow, he didn't give the cow straight away back. It's in the field, it's in the valley. So therefore, that's a difference. He's not there, he's koi for moment, because it's still in the valley, so he still has to get it back. And if it gets stolen now, he's koi for moment. But if he straight away gave it back, he wasn't koi for any moment, because he gave it straight back. As a Gemara, in this price, it says, you sold it to me. Ma moide be'ika. Why is he moide be'ika? He's saying it's all mine. He's not moide in anything. So the Gemara, it's talking about, I never paid you back. I never paid you for this ox I bought off you, and therefore, shkol turach v'zil, take your ox back, I don't want it. As the Gemara, we said another case, atonototoli, you gave it to me, or vichonosnoli, your father gave it to me, my moide be'ika ika. He's saying it's totally mine, it was a present. Why is it called moide be'ika, that he's giving it back? So the Gemara, the Omalei, he tells him he gave it to me as a present, or your father gave it to me as a present, al menata vidne leleich nafsho. If I'm only giving it as a present with a condition that I'll do something for you, that I'll open the door for you, or I'll help you with something. And I've never done this for you, and therefore, shkol turach v'zil, take your ox and take it back. And therefore, he's moide be'ika, he's giving it back. In the case where he said, I found it, and that's why it's by me, why is it by you? You should have given it to me back. Omar Brother Shmuel explains, he makes a shvuah, I found it as Aved, and I never knew that was yours, and therefore I never gave it to you back. Now, you're saying it's your ox, give Simonim, take it back, please. And therefore, he's moide be'eka, and therefore also, you're not chayav choymesh if you made the shvuah, because he gave it straight away back. And where did Rabbah say that you are chayav shvuah where he gave it back? It's where he said a shvuah the shemichinom, where it wasn't by him, it was in the valley, and therefore he saved time with that he made the shvuah, and in that time, if it would be stolen, he would be potter. Everyone should have a very good Shabbos. This week's Shabbos is Parshas Truma. We talk about the Aron and the Mizbeach, that they have badim inside, that stay inside all the time, and you never take them out. And they say the reason is why those kelim specially had the badim that never moved, because the Mizbeach and the Aron, the Mizbeach is Mesamel Tefillah, and the Aron is Mesamel Torah. And Hashem wants to tell you, the Beis HaMikdash won't exist forever. You're not always going to have a Mishkan like our days. But still, even in those days, you still have Tefillah and Torah left, and that's your type of Beis HaMikdash. That's how you can connect to Hashem. So we should all be zoicha that even in the Golos we should be connected to Torah, we should be connected to Tefillah, and we should have a very, very nice Shabbos that's going to bring us light for the whole week. And in Mitzvah Hashem we'll hear lots of good news very soon from all the hostages in Gaza. Good Shabbos.